again. Right, I've decided to make this video as I'm approaching the 300-mile mark on my Himalayan, which means I'm getting nearer the second phase of the running in period, and surprisingly I've really enjoyed the steady style of riding so far. Okay, for those of you that are unfamiliar, this is the running in period chart that comes in the owner's manual, and it shows you what maximum speed you're supposed to do when you're in each of the gears. I've heard and read that many bikers dread the running in period of a new bike. Well, I must admit that I wasn't particularly looking forward to it either. Here in the UK, the recommended maximum speeds of the Himalayan and the Classic 500 can leave you feeling very vulnerable and slow moving on many of the roads. 40 miles per hour is a subscribed limit in top gear, and this does feel very slow on big roads where even lorries and grannies in their Citroen C1s will end up creeping up behind and forming a queue of traffic. So rather than dealing with holding people up and quickly getting bored of travelling so slowly, my answer has been to avoid these bigger roads where possible and instead enjoy these lesser travelled windy country lanes. Not only are they a lot more fun, but the running in style of riding comes more naturally with the territory. These lanes have me constantly varying speeds and changing gears without a second thought, which isn't much different to how I'd be riding once the engine is fully run in, apart from short shifting the gears a little bit. I suppose all I'm getting at is, if you choose the right roads, then running in the engine correctly can be done without having to think about it half as much. One thing that's advisable is to avoid motorways and dual carriageways at all costs, and in my opinion, riding a motorcycle at 40 miles an hour on these roads isn't very safe, especially when you consider the attention span of some drivers who'll think nothing of texting at 80 miles an hour and glancing up at the road every now and again. And aside from the danger, I mean, surely you didn't buy a new Royal Enfield to sit in a straight line on the most boring roads possible now, did you, eh? I think the key is to plan your route before you set off. Be mindful of the speeds and the types of roads, and it'll make all the difference to enjoying the running in period. Even if you're using the bike as a commuting tool, it doesn't mean you can't enjoy a fresh new route to work. Just budget the extra time, if required, and plan a more suitable and hopefully a more fun way instead of the same old direct route. I really think that using this time to get to know your bike whilst finding new roads and enjoying the surroundings is the best way to spend the first few months of ownership of your new machine. Something to think about as well is the time of year when you buy the bike. If you've got big trips planned in the summer, for example, then it might not be the best idea to go buy your new Royal Enfield just before you go, especially if you're not riding alone. I don't think it'd work out too well if you were doing a 200-mile trip and your mate wants to do double the speed you're doing all the way. But again, you know, this can heavily depend on the route you decide to take. Anyway, I hope you've got something from this video. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate all the comments that have been coming in on the channel, and to all of you that have subscribed. It really does help keep me motivated to make more videos, you know, knowing that people are getting some enjoyment from watching them. So anyway, bye bye for now, and I'll see you in the next one.